As I mentioned again, my name is John Gordine, Sales Operations Director for Global Premier Benefits. I've been with Global Premier Benefits for just over 3 years now. And one thing that I want to start off this meeting emphasizing is that what I've found in the time I've been here in the last 3 years, I've been a licensed agent since the early 90s. And this has been a game changer for me. Global Premier Benefits has created an opportunity for agents that is unparalleled out there. Most organizations have a function that's geared around pushing products. Global Premier Benefits has two focuses. One focuses on our clients, one focuses on the agents, okay? So we make sure that we align ourselves with organizations that have both of those focuses in mind as well, and that's where Cigna HealthSpring comes in, okay? We're going to start off with our first guest speaker, Mr. Roy Smith, who's the sales broker. Well, let me go through the agenda real quick. We're going to start off with Roy Smith, who's the broker manager with Cigna HealthSpring. Okay, he's going to tell you about the opportunity with Cigna HealthSpring in terms of the product offering and the philosophy for Cigna HealthSpring. Then Mr. Tony Holland is going to go over the opportunity that's being made available to you as agents with Global Premier Benefits. Now, one thing that we hear a lot about is the virtual call center, so I'm going to go over the virtual call center opportunity. We're going to talk about how you get started, and then we'll open things up for questions, okay? All right, so let's start off here. Roy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, John.
All right, outstanding, outstanding. So our first speaker this morning, Mr. Roy Smith, with broker manager for Cigna HealthSpring out of Tennessee. How's it going down there?
Absolutely fabulous. Glad to join you. I appreciate the opportunity.
Not a problem.
Yeah. Again, I'm Roy Smith. I'm the Director of Sales for Cigna HealthSpring here in the Tennessee market. And I'm actually calling today from our corporate office in Nashville, Tennessee. And it's a gorgeous day here in Nashville with bright skies and thankfully cool temperatures. And I hope you're having a spectacular day in your hometown as well. So some of you might be wondering, Roy, why would you spend a wonderful Saturday on a conference call when you could be out enjoying the great weather on a nearby lake or a golf course? Well, the answer is simple. Tony Holland and his team. I've had the pleasure of working with Tony and his team for the last 4 years, and the results have been just like the weather outside today, spectacular. Out of all of our FMO partners, Tony is the only one who comes into my market on a regular basis to train and develop his brokers. And the results have truly been amazing. The Holland Group accounts for as much as 60% of our broker production in the Tennessee market during lock-in. This is pretty remarkable considering that only 20% of our brokers statewide fall under the Holland Group. Tony has developed a team and a system of support which encompasses year-round lead support, training, mentoring, and business development. I've seen him take struggling agents and agencies and develop them into sales leaders. For instance, in one case, a Nashville agency had been struggling and had been writing consistently well under 75, 80 enrollments for the entire year. In fact, the agency partners, and I'm not making this up, this is a true story, the agency partners had resorted to selling fried pies in a food truck rather than spending their time selling insurance. Tony adopted that team. He worked hard training, recruiting, and marketing for that agency, and within a year, they were producing over 1,500 enrollments in my market. In another scenario, Tony began working with an agency in Memphis. The agency principal was skeptical at first because he, just like a lot of folks out there, had previously had a bad experience with an FMO. A lot of times, FMOs typically just want to paper somebody, get them on their rolls, and then they forget about them. Well, let's take a look at that agency today. That agency has grown from about a dozen agents to well over 100 agents today, writing over 2,500 enrollments in the Tennessee market each year. They account for almost all of the broker production coming out of the Memphis market. And I'm certainly appreciative for all the growth here in Tennessee that is the direct result of Tony and his team working with those agents. From my perspective, the message is clear. If you want to work with an organization which will invest in you and your business, then you can't go wrong working with Tony Holland and his team. Tony and his system of support is more than just producing numbers, however. Tony believes in helping people make the most out of life. He inspires his team to be leaders within the communities and to always give back. He is truly a blessing to this market, and I know that he'll be a blessing to you and your agency. So why Cigna Health Spring? I imagine everyone on this call is a licensed health insurance agent, and or maybe you're property casualty, maybe you sell life insurance. Well, as a licensed insurance agent, we all have certain expectations of the companies we represent. For instance, if you sell home insurance, homeowners insurance, you would expect that if somebody's house burned down or got hit by a tornado, that the insurance company would come in and they would pay the claims to fix that home or repair that home or replace that home. If you sell auto insurance, then you would expect that if your car, if you had a client who was in an automobile accident, that the insurance company would pay to have that car fixed. But would you expect to sell an auto insurance plan to somebody and the auto insurance plan would reduce greatly the likelihood that the driver would ever be in a major automobile accident? Well, of course not, because that's not the purpose of insurance. We've all accepted that insurance is all about paying claims. Well, that's the difference between Cigna Health Spring and the other companies out there, is that we partner with doctors in a way unlike anybody else. And we do it in the areas of prevention, wellness, and disease management. And we give them the tools, the support, the extra nurses, and so forth to deliver a much higher level of care. And the results, just like Tony and his team, are spectacular. Our customers end up living longer, healthier, more active lives, and it is a direct result of the partnership that we have with these doctors. There are several things that we do behind the scenes that we'll be doing for your clients when you enroll them in Cigna Health Spring. And one of those things is with this partnership for quality with the doctors, we provide extra nurses. In some cases, there will be a Cigna Health Spring nurse in that doctor's office who does nothing but work with Cigna Health Spring customers. And the result, and what those nurses do, they'll go through the charts, they'll make sure that everyone's tests and screenings are up to date. When it's time for one of the doctor's patients to be seen again, they make sure that they come into the office and get checked out, because it's a lot easier to catch things on the front end than after they have become a bigger issue. Another thing we do is 412 reports. So we identify how often somebody should be seen by their primary care physician. And that way somebody doesn't go a long time without seeing their doctor. Another thing that we do behind the scenes is we do prescription reviews, and we give that information to the doctors so we can look and see, is the person taking their medications as prescribed by the doctor? That's extremely important. And we also look for drug interactions. So there's a lot of things that we do for those doctors, and as a result, they deliver a lot higher level of care. Somebody asked me, well, Roy, what if, are you trying to tell me that if somebody is currently seeing a Dr. Johnson, and that Dr. Johnson they're seeing under an insurance plan with somebody else, another carrier, but Dr. Johnson's also in the Cigna Health Spring network, you're saying that they're going to have a different experience with Dr. Johnson just because they become a Cigna Health Spring customer? And my answer is Yes. And it's because of all the things that we do behind the scene to help Dr. Johnson deliver a much higher and much greater level of care. And another thing we do is we partner with our doctors in a way unlike anybody else. So we focus on the quality of care, not the quantity of care. And if the doctor delivers on these areas that we emphasize in the areas of prevention, wellness, and disease management, they're going to get bonused and paid more. So they're paid to look for things, not just to respond to acute conditions, because typically that's what doctors do. Doctors will respond to the acute conditions of their patients. But what we want to do is we want to prevent those acute conditions from happening in the first place. So it's refreshing that you're able to sell something to a beneficiary and enroll them in Cigna HealthSpring, and at the end of the day, you really feel good about what you've done because you're making a difference in that person's life. You're helping that person live an active and a healthier life than they would otherwise. And most of our plans are zero or low premiums, low co-pays, so you're going to save your clients a lot of money as well. So it's a really great partnership, and it's a great product, and we're expanding into areas around the country. We're looking forward to continued growth. We had by far the best AEP in the company's history last year, and we anticipate that this is going to be even better than it was last year. So we certainly appreciate the opportunity to work with Tony and John and their team, and we hope that you give them strong consideration, and we hope that we hope to see you in a training class sometime soon.
Outstanding, Roy. Thank you very much for your insight and sharing your experience. One of the things that we find so attractive and helpful in terms of our relationship with Cigna is the support that we have. First of all, the service that's offered by Cigna, the engagement model that Roy just described is phenomenal, and it's a game changer. It makes a big difference in the lives of the seniors that we're out there to help. But again, as I said at the beginning, we have as an organization, we have two primary focuses. There's our agents and there's our customers. And the team at Cigna HealthSpring have been a phenomenal tool and resource to our organization in terms of our development, training, and ongoing support across the board in terms of client retention, commissions, you name it. The team at Cigna, including Roy, have been a phenomenal asset to us. So next up, our next topic will be actually having Mr. Tony Holland come on and speak. But before that, what I want to do is give you an opportunity to hear some words from our agents in their own words about what their experience has been working with Global Premier Benefits. Oh, just 1 second here.
annuities don't pay that interest rate, life insurance don't pay that interest rate, Medicare, and you can change not only your life, your family's life, one calendar year.
Every day I'm work. I'm helping people with a whole different level. And I would recommend it to anybody, really to change their life to that.
I work with home insurance group. I do the contracting and life. It's incredible. It's amazing.
Master one aspect of business and then branch off to the next because I'm a specialist in one thing. You know what you're talking about. God, I love being able to help people save money and just make life as comfortable as possible. I love that.
It's great to hear when you say that you are a blessing just because of what you offer. It's been a wonderful ride. The ladies one time said, the ladies and everything about the all work.
Make sure that you involve your spouse or your fiance or your better half into the business. The connection that you have to have, the consistency that you have to have. Personally, I just like being number one, and I wouldn't have any other way.
Most agents say they want support. They want to be given successful to their managers. They want lead support. Pretty much anything that you can think of, we have to go.
We have had a great experience. I've never went to an organization led by someone that cares too much about business. If you want to be successful by helping others, it's one great opportunity to really have a great lifestyle and income to do the right thing.
And also support that you need on the back of the team to be successful. It's a challenge, but it's a great challenge. Making the commitment to be committed each and every day.
So right now, it was really hard, and it was actually able to double the system that I able to issue.
I think the biggest challenge was when I was told the dream. You don't know the dream. It's there for you. It's like you just have to be patient and know that it will happen and just stay focused. Don't waver, just stay focused, and then all of a sudden you're there. Hungry enough, you can achieve it. In order to be a great salesman, you must first be a great listener. But even prior to being a great listener, you really have to have a great desire to help people. And once you have that as your foundation, then number one, you're in the right business. All the tools that you need to be successful are right there. As long as your heart's in the right place, all the tools that you need to be successful will come.
It's so much fun, enjoyable, high level of integrity company I've ever been in. And I encourage anyone who's out there to be part of how you do it.
So honored and blessed and humbled to work with such a great team. Our administrative staff, our management team, our sales team, just by far, dream come true. There is a common goal that every great coach in this organization.
Yes, it will try to look forward to next year.
Look forward to next year. Well, this was a great trip. Congratulations on the knockout.
Come see you there.
All right. Well, folks, without further ado, what I'd like to do is introduce Mr. Tony Holland. Tony, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, John. Thank you.
Outstanding. You have the floor.
Well, thank you very much. I want to thank all of you guys for taking some time out this beautiful Saturday morning. First of all, I'd like to thank God for the opportunity. We are truly blessed, and I thank the good Lord every day for all our blessings. It's been a great opportunity to work with Cigna Health Spring, by far my best partnership I've had in over 21 years in the business. And Roy Smith, I want to thank you for your kind words and all you've done in terms of our activities down in Tennessee. You truly were a game changer for us, as I know we were for you guys. It's been a great partnership. And, to me, God has a way of bringing great people together. And, I think we've both been a blessing to each other. John, same with you. You've done an amazing job with our organization, developing our IT system, remote call center. I know you're going to talk about that a little bit later, but John, you've been truly a blessing to our organization as well as all of our team members. I'm going to address you guys about the opportunity on our end as an FMO so you guys can understand who we are and what we're about. I think that's critical to understand your leadership. I believe leadership is everything. And I've been where many of you guys have been, where you've been blue-skied, over-promised, they under-delivered, all kinds of challenges and nonsense. I've been there. I think anybody that's been in this business long enough has been hooked and crooked one time or another. So, I believe in just, calling things as they are, laying our cards on the table, and sharing exactly what we do so you can make the right decision if you want to partner with us or not. What we do isn't for everybody. I'll tell you that right now. We're not everyone's cup of tea. I've been a successful coach as well. I've coached 5 state championship teams and, several league championships. I've nationally ranked teams at the 14U level. I just retired, by the way, but one of the things I used to share with the parents, I used to bring kids from all over the tri-state area to come play for me. I tell them, I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. We have certain standards. One thing I live by, you've got to have integrity if you're going to be on my team, whether that's playing for my football team or being in my business. Integrity is number one. You got to have strong work ethic. Okay, we work hard. Okay, there's no lay down deals out there. It's amazing how many brokers I meet in the world. They think it's just going to be a gravy deal. They're not out there. I've seen everything. I've done it all. Been in every seminar. You got to have strong work ethic. If you're not going to put in 8-9 hours a day, anything worthwhile, you're not going to reap the benefits. So you got to have strong work ethic. And thirdly, you got to know your craft. You got to be skillful. Okay, I tell the kids on my football team, if we can't block and tackle, we're not going to win football games. Okay. Football games are won by who can block the best and who can tackle the best. Well, in sales and marketing, it's the same thing, okay? You got to do the fundamental things right. You got to be able to sell yourself or people are not going to buy from you. You got to know the educational piece. We don't, guys, just put this in your notes up front. We're not a sales organization. We're not here to sell people. We're here to educate a low to middle income senior population that's been disadvantaged over many years. We got over 23 million, if you want to note this, 23 million seniors that fit the dual eligible market and low income subsidy market. That's a whole world of people, low income people that need our help. It's amazing how many people in this country that need what we have. But you got to know what you're doing. You got to know LIS. You got to know basic sales concepts. The leads work. I'm going to tell you, we got the best lead system you'll see ever in this industry. But it won't work if you don't work. So I just want to make sure everybody's clear on that. There's some basic principles that we live by, and we expect everyone to live up to that. I've gotten rid of some of the top agency brokers and agents in the nation because they lack integrity. I'm not going to deal with somebody that is not going to do what's right on all circumstances. Anybody can do what's right when someone's looking, but can you do what's right when no one's looking? Integrity is a big thing in this business, and thank God we got CMS and the departments of insurance that are out there that can weed those clowns out of our business. Okay, I don't think anybody would disagree with this. God's not going to bless an organization or an individual that's doing what's wrong. Okay, and I believe you got to do what's right no matter what. And you'll get blessed in the long run. I'd rather not take a sale or not do a deal and lose money and make up for that later down the road if I'm going to do what's right. So I hope everybody understands that up front. Okay. Cigna HealthSpring, I'm going to tell you, it's been amazing. As you guys have probably heard on the news, they're merging with Blue Cross and Blue Shield, the Anthem organization, and I think that's going to be a great move for us. It's going to open up more markets, give us much more branding, much more capital. I believe we're stronger in numbers, especially in this industry. But even right now, Cigna HealthSpring from last year was up 11.2%. They got an AM Best rating of A Excellent. I think any of you brokers are out there and agents know your AM Best is critical. AM Best rates insurance companies and an A Excellent rating is an excellent rating. We did over $32.3 billion in revenue last year. So to me, having a strong, stable company is important. I've been with companies in the insurance business years ago that went out of business. It happens. So you got to make sure the company you're with, not just the brokerage you're with or the FMO you're with, but the company has their act together. And there's no finer group out there than Cigna HealthSpring, and I've seen and worked with them all. We're the #1 exclusive national field marketing organization with Cigna HealthSpring, and I'm going to tell you why. We do things different. Okay? By the way, I'm probably the only FMOs you ever meet that's actually been in the field. I wrote the first 19 sales for our organization in 2008 for Cigna Health Spring when it was old Bravo. Why did I do that? Because I wanted to make sure my people were getting into something that was going to be beneficial to them and their families. I'm not like the typical FMO that gets a contract, knows nothing about the company, knows nothing about what they do, knows nothing about the product, just to get you contracted and writing business. So actually, I've actually been out in the field and sold it. And I did 19 enrollments in 4 days during lock-in. And at that time, I didn't even know what lock-in was. I didn't know what a list was. List, I thought when they said list, LIS program, they were talking about someone that can't speak correctly. A list. My jokes do get better as we go along, by the way, so y'all can at least laugh out of empathy. Yeah, I didn't know what a QIMBY was. I was trying to spell it. I didn't know in my initial interview about this, there were all these acronyms. I mean, you guys probably can sympathize with me. There's an acronym with everything with CMS. Didn't know what CMS was. So, but I knew if I believed in the product and I knew it could help people, I can sell it. And when I went out in the field and saw good people out there, many of them didn't have checking accounts or savings accounts, and they're able to enroll in this great, rich healthcare plan with zero premium, it blew me away. I mean, my first sale, the guy came out with a bag of meds like this, and we were able to get him off half those meds, okay? He had no checking account, no credit card, no money to his name, and we were able to enroll him in a plan and make over $400. In an hour's time, it blew me away. And what this plan did for people. So I was sold first on what it did for the people. Money second. I said, you know, if I can believe in the product, I can figure out all the LIS and QIMBYs and SLIMBYs. I can figure out all that later. So I was blown away about the product right from the start. Another key thing while we're different, not only because we sell the plan, I've sold the plan myself. Okay, I'm a field general. I got over 2,000 sales on the books myself, so that can tell you I'm not the typical FMO that bought an agency or inherited an agency. I'm a field general. I don't mind getting out there, rolling my sleeves up, and getting dirty with my people. And I've learned that from the early days, working for some of the greats in the industry. I personally worked with Bernard Rappaport, founder of American Income Life. I also personally worked with Jack London, founder of Lincoln Heritage. Many of you guys have heard of these companies. I was directly under them in my early career and learned from some of the best in the business. They always taught me, don't ask your people to do something that you're not willing to do if you're going to be a leader. So I still sell. I still get out there and work the field. And to me, I love that part of it. To me, it keeps my pulse on the business. Next, why we're different. We're the only FMO that pays weekly during AEP. Most of you guys may know CMS passed a rule last year that agents had to wait till January 15 of the following year to get paid on their commissions during annual enrollment period. That meant that an agent had to go through October, November, and December, and halfway through January to get their commission check. I don't know about you guys, my typical agents can't go 3.5 months without a check. So we were exempt because of our status with Cigna Health Spring. We filed for an exemption with CMS. We are allowed to get our agents paid each and every week, full commission, directly from the company every week during AEP. And when I first announced that, we got a standing ovation for that because no one's able to do that. That's critical for you guys to know. Hope you guys feel like that's great news. We give you the opportunity to earn $80,000 to over $200,000 a year working year-round. We're not just an AEP company. We're an SEP and AEP company. So Roy shared this with you guys earlier. We're doing 60% of the company's business during lock-in, 60%, because we've mastered the art of selling during the lock-in period by doing special leads, a niche within a niche type leads that are going to help you stay busy during the lock-in period, SCP. Because I've always believed this. A man or woman in sales without a lead, the man or woman is going to be out of business very shortly. We believe in leads. We're a lead-driven company. I'll share that with you shortly. Another key point, please note this. We invest everyone in our organization day one. Immediate 100% vested lifetime renewals. You own your book of business, not your brokerage firm. Most of these agents get in the business. They sign up with XYZ, brokerage firm, FMO, XYZ. They don't realize the book of business stays with the carrier or with the FMO. With our organization, your book of business that you're working hard for, that you're slaving for, stays with you and your family. So if you write 100 deals with us this year, those renewals of $20,000 a year stay with you and your family for life. That's huge. If you say this isn't for you after 30 days, 60 days, doesn't matter. You want a release, you can get a release, move on somewhere else, take your book of business with you. No one in the industry is doing that. Our agents are paid 100% renewal commissions. You get the full amount of renewals right from the company. Last year, our agents received over $68,448 in renewals. How many companies can say that? Our agents get the full $204 per sale renewals for life. And everything is paid directly by Cigna HealthSpring. There's no assignment of commissions. No one touches your commission check but you. Please make a note of that. Twice in my life, I got burnt by FMOs by assigning my commissions to the brokerage firm. Let me ask you this. Is it possible for an FMO to go through bankruptcy? Yes, absolutely. Is it possible for him to get in trouble with the IRS? Is that possible? Yes. Is it possible for him to go through a heated divorce and his wife sues him for everything? Is it possible that could happen? Yes. Well, if any of these bad things happen to your FMO, what happens to your renewal checks? What happens to his business? I've seen FMOs go bankrupt, and there goes the renewals of these agents that work hard to build that book of business. So keep that in mind. All your commission checks, regardless of the carrier, whether it's Cigna HealthSpring, Mutual of Omaha, Settlers, Foresters, we have other companies we partner with, all your renewals stay with you. That is critical. Next, leads. As we talked about earlier, man and woman without leads, a man's going to be out of business in selling insurance or selling anything. We have leads in direct mail, BRCs from corporate, inbound leads. We have an e-lead program now, TV leads, referral leads, group leads, disabilities, you name it, we got leads. And it's real simple. We direct generate leads to our direct mail house. For example, this is one of our lead pieces. They rip it off, or they can seal it up and send it in, and this is the basic lead we run doing Medicare. We have a Medicare lead. We have an LIS lead. We have a aged-in lead, one of our best leads out there. We have a new veterans lead. We have a disability lead. We have state-specific leads. This one we did for North Carolina. We can generate leads. And our secret sauce to our leads, they're educational leads. So C's are more open to talk to you when it's not a sales lead. For example, our LIS lead comes with a nice brochure called Apply Online for Extra Help with Medicare Prescription Drug Costs through Social Security. Our LIS lead shows the client, along with the agent, how to enroll in LIS. Do you guys know the LIS program is worth up to $4,000? $4,000 for every Medicare beneficiary that enrolls into the program. That's huge. And all they got to do is call in, write in, or do it online. Cost them nothing. And that creates a special election. They can enroll in Medicare programs throughout the year. They have an open enrollment period all year long. That is huge. And we have a lead for that. We have our own Medicare Changes lead every year. This is the lead we use, and it shows them how Medicare works, how SUPs work, how Medicaid works, all based on an educational approach. This is the lead piece we use for aged-ins. Shows them what's going to happen when they turn 65. Retirement benefits, survivorship benefits. We do a great lead for veterans. Great, nice flip books that we put together to educate veterans on how to obtain up to $2,000 a month to help with their health care costs, homebound care, assisted living care, long-term care. Anything that relates to out-of-pocket costs to that veteran, if he qualifies, is covered. He can get up to $2,000 a month. It also includes his spouse. This is a great benefit for our men and women that have served our country. And any guys on the line that have served our country, I want to thank you for your service. You know, I've made the ultimate sacrifice. My little brother died for our country, and I miss him greatly. So I understand the sacrifice has been made because my family had to make that ultimate sacrifice. So veterans, to me, are the backbone of our country, and we got to make sure they're taken care of. So this is a great plan we're doing for our veterans. Do a great plan for diabetics. A lot of people don't realize through the American Diabetes Association, there's free programs to help diabetics. They can get free syringes, free refills, shoes, meters, supplies at no cost if they qualify. So these are part of the service we're offering to help these people out there that have no clue how to find these resources. We also have a lead that helps out to educate people on Obamacare. A lot of people don't realize Medicare is affected by that, and there's some good things that it does. Matter of fact, it closes the donut hole. I mean, you guys probably know this, by 2020. This is a great lead piece to help us get in the door, but seems to have questions about how Obamacare affects their Medicare. That's another great lead piece. On top of all our leads, as you guys can see, there's an initial direct mail lead. You go out to the house or over the phone and go over the specific educational marketing piece. Hope you guys understand the system. Each and every client we visit, whether they enroll or not, gets a free prescription drug, vision, hearing, and dental plan through UNA. They can get up to 75% off on all these services. In 2012, when we originally got this program kicked off, we saved over $1.31 billion on our services. It's a free program for children, grandchildren of the senior, anyone in their family. This is the way we get our referrals. They can get eyeglasses for $25. This prescription drug plan can be used at CVS, Revco, Rite Aid, Walmart, you name the company, they're on our plan. Over 57,000 pharmacies, regional and nationwide pharmacies. We also have a program for diabetes on this. We also have a hearing aid program. They can get 50% off on their hearing aid. That's huge. We also do debt counseling, bankruptcy advice. You know, you name it, this program has a program to help people in need. They can call toll-free. We give them a nice card, absolutely free to use. This plan is normally $19.95 a month. We give it away for free. So each and every one of the leads you get is going to come with this free service through our company to give back to the seniors in need in your communities. That's huge. The leads alone cost us about $30 a piece to generate. They're free to you. Yes, I said free lead program. Every sale you bring us, we give you 5 free leads. So if you bring in 10 sales this week, the next following week you're going to get 50 free leads. Each and every one of your leads is going to come with the marketing piece, whether diabetic, veterans, Obamacare, Medicare changes, and also the free UNA drug program. That's something we do that makes us completely unique. Some agents ask me, Tony, what is your closing ratio? We're averaging about 30% in our agency nationwide with about 865 plus agents. That's a pretty good closing ratio. Now, I do have guys in the 50s and 60% closing ratio because their ability and talents are a little bit different. And I got guys obviously on the low end that have challenges closing in the 20s. But our average is around 30, 33%. That's huge. Guys, we have different leads. I said direct mail, we come out with e-lead. All of them work with the same premise. We give you as many leads as you need to start with, usually about 50 to 100 free leads to get started, and then you earn your leads from there. We have management positions. A lot of people ask, how can I move up management? If you're a principal on this call, I'd like to speak with you direct. Call me direct, and I'd like to talk to you about that opportunity. We have GA contracts, MGA contracts, and even SGA contracts, so where you can get overrides on your team. We actually pay more than any other FMO in the industry. We pay an extra $60 override alone on our MGAs alone. So it's about 150% more than anybody else in the industry. So we pay by far the highest because of a relationship with Cigna HealthSpring. We pass that on to you guys. We have great training. You know, a lot of people ask about our training program. We have DVDs, CDs we send out to you. We have webinar training. We're training 3-4 times a week. We have face-to-face training in your local markets. We'll assign you to a trainer there right in your city that you live in. So we have the training by far. It's the best in the nation. We're the best and the best on our team. We have other products. Some guys say, Tony, you know what? I like Medicare Advantage, but what about subs? Yes, we sell Medicare subs through Cigna, Mutual of Omaha, and so other carriers. We have final expense with 3 of the best companies out there. One of them is Cigna. Yes, Cigna has a final expense company. We have hospital indemnity, cancer plans, and more. Guys, we have an immense, tremendous opportunity for you. And guys, I just want to make sure we're clear. I want people that are serious about this, okay? I'm serious about what I'm doing. You know, as you know, I've shared before, I believe in God. God put me here for a reason to make a difference. But I only want to work with people that are serious about doing something special in their life and help people in need. I don't need 50,000 agents like some of these FMOs to get the job done. I need a few good men and women that are serious about helping people. So please be serious about this. And if you are, give me a call, okay? I'd like to talk to you. If you have additional questions, feed them to me online, or you can call me direct. Very few FMOs will give you their cell phone. I'm willing to do that today if you're serious. You can call me anytime at 443-253-3634. That's 443-253-3634. Texting's best for me. I love the text. But if you want to call and talk, ask additional questions, especially if you're a principal and you're interested in being a GA or MGA, I would love to talk to you right away. Also, for those that call in, we also, if you get started with us, we're offering a recruiting bonus. You bring a friend in to the business, we're going to give you $500 recruiting lead voucher for this AEP. We had a guy that brought in last year 10 associates. We gave him over $5,000 additional free leads to help him during AEP. So you know he had a good season. We also are going to give you guys, anybody that wants to send me a note or email me a copy. I believe in having good food for thought, thinking about good things, positive motivation. I'm a big PMA guy. Jim Rome's one of my favorites. He's been around for years, passed away, I think, about 2-3 years ago, but he actually was the guy that trained Anthony Robbins many years ago. But he's considered the godfather of personal achievement and personal improvement. But I'm going to give you this as my gift from Jim Rome. It's going to have some of his best classic speeches, 14 of his best speeches of all time as a gift for me. I'm going to give you that. Also, I'm going to give you one of my favorite books of all time, As a Man Thinketh, written over 120 years ago by James Allen. It's going to share with you why certain people are always broke in life and why certain people are rich. Why the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep staying poor. It's a great book, all-time classic. You guys call me up if you want it. Let me know. I'll send that to you at no charge. It's my gift to you for joining me today. So you're going to get something out of it either way. Love to partner with you guys. Looking forward to an amazing AP. I know without a doubt with the team we have, we're growing faster we ever had. Well, 1 year we had over 400% increase. I know this year we're going to top that. It will be, without a doubt, our best year. And I want to thank all you guys for joining us today. I'm going to turn it back over to the wonderful John Gordine. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Tony. As usual, phenomenal speaker and phenomenal leader. Tony leads from the front. So one of the things I know we're running a little bit long, so what I want to do is I want to jump right into the virtual call center model, okay, because I get a lot of questions about what is the virtual call center, how does it work, and so forth. So what I want to do is make sure that I dedicate a little bit of time there, and then we'll open up some questions, and I'll show you how to get started as well, okay? All right, so how would you like to increase your productivity by 20%, okay? Time is money, right? Okay, an agent is only making money when they're spending time helping clients. If you're not in front of a customer, that means you're not making any money. You're unemployed, okay? Anything else is potentially a productivity killer. And one of the biggest productivity killers for an insurance agent working in the field is traffic. Sitting behind your wheel, stuck in traffic, trying to get to your appointment, okay? I hear it all the time. Before I came to Global Premier Benefits, I was working out in the field as well. And that was one of the biggest things. You had to plan everything. Okay, what's the traffic going to be like at certain times of day, things along those lines. Okay? The simple math is this. The average productive agent, and I emphasize productive, because you're an agent just by getting a license. You're productive by going out and going to work. Okay? The average productive agent spends 2 hours or more in their car every day. That's 10 to 12 hours a week, 40 to 50 hours a month in their car. They spend $400 to $500 a month on gas putting into their car, okay? So where's the 20%? If you work 40 hours a week and you're spending 10 hours a week in your car, that's 25% of your time, okay? So the opportunity we offer you is the opportunity to reclaim some of that time. Some of that non-productive time spent behind the wheel on your way to and from appointments can be reclaimed in a virtual call center environment, so you're actually spending that time on the phone, okay? But there's some other considerations. That's just a normal day, happy sunny day. What about weather? Don't you hate it when it rains? You know, if you plan on a 30, 45-minute drive to an appointment and it rains, well, you can add another 20, 30 minutes at least to that. It can double your time to and from that appointment. Well, guess what? You're spending twice as much time going to the appointment. You're going to get paid the same amount of money. What about snow? Okay? Now, here's the thing. In a virtual call center environment, we love it when the weather's bad. You know why we love it? Because our clients still need us. And guess what? They're home. They're not going anywhere. The weather's bad outside. They don't have anything better to do. So your odds of being productive and enrolling clients during inclement weather and holidays is actually better from a virtual call center standpoint, because the customers you're trying to get a hold of are home. You have a captive audience, okay? Global Premier Benefits, the virtual call center, may be the answer for you. We have an exclusive Cigna HealthSpring approved model, okay? We have daily chats with experienced agents. So when you join a virtual call center, you're working from home, but you're not working alone. There are other agents that you have access to and that you can interact with in real time during the course of the day. We have ongoing training and support. We have a CMS compliant sales system. CMS requires that every time you make a sale, that call be recorded, archived, and indexed for 10 years. Now, I don't know how many of you have done this, had to archive your own calls. The average consultation with a customer can take an hour. To archive and store thousands of hour-long calls, you would have to have servers and databases and all kinds of stuff to be able to find that call. So if CMS calls you and says, we want to hear the call from customer Joe Blow from 8 years ago on Friday, you would have to struggle to figure out how to get that call. We handle all of that for you, okay? Free leads. Now, this is on top of what Mr. Holland just talked about, okay? We have a dialer system that allows, basically, that's refreshing customers, reminding them of the card that they mailed in, and basically gives them the opportunity to press 1 on their phone to speak to an agent live. When we do our direct mail campaigns, roughly 20% of the people that receive those postcards that are interested in our opportunity will call instead of mail the card back. As a virtual call center member, you're receiving those inbound calls, okay? That's above and beyond the leads we start you off with. That's above and beyond the 5-for-1 leads you're getting on every sale, all for free, okay? The best part about this is most call center environments tend to have assignment of commissions. If someone's offering you all these perks and benefits, typically what they're doing is having you sell the business, the organization gets paid the commission, and then you get a piece of what they're getting paid. You decide you want to leave, they keep the check, okay? In our environment, our virtual call center agents get paid the exact same way our field agents get paid. You own your book of business. You get every dime of the agent-level commission that's due to you, okay? Moving on. A couple other benefits. Casual work environment. You're working from home. You have better flexibility. You can actually get more productivity out of your entire day. If you have kids and your kids have to go to camp or class or whatever the case may be, you have the flexibility to structure your day and still achieve higher levels of productivity. You have a lower net cost. Yes, there is an investment. There is a cost associated with being involved in the virtual call center. However, when you contrast that against the time and money you spend as a field agent, you'll notice that you experience a lower net cost being a virtual agent. And you have the ability to enroll clients nationwide, okay? We do business right now in 16, actually soon to be 17 markets, okay? As a virtual call center agent, you can do business in every market that we're in. So it sounds pretty good, right? Not so fast. I want to make sure you understand something. The virtual call center is not for everyone. Okay, as I mentioned, it does require an investment. You have to have a phone. You're self-employed, so these things are not provided to you for free. In our new environment, soft phone is basically where you're actually taking and receiving, making and receiving your phone calls through your computer. There's software that's required for that. In our new software integration, which we're just rolling out, a brand new system, it only costs you $10 to get set up. It used to be over $400 for an agent to get set up on our system. We just negotiated a new deal that brings that cost down for agents to only $10. Now, if you want to have a physical phone on your desk, you can still do that. You still need to purchase a phone. And then on an ongoing basis, there is a fee for access to this. This is why I say your net cost is lower. For $225 a month, you get phone access to inbound and outbound calls. All of your calls are recorded, toll-free number, leads that are coming in, live customers that are calling you, our web-based CRM to manage your business, and the compliance support to make sure that you're staying within the guidelines of the CMS requirements. All of that for $225 a month. Most agents spend more than that just on gas. You're eliminating one bill to basically invest in an asset that's going to help you grow your business. The other investment, though, is most agents that come to us are starting off only with a resident license. They're only licensed in the state they live in, okay? We typically would expect an agent to be licensed in at least 5 states. Okay, if you really want to take advantage of this opportunity, you need to be licensed in more than just one state, okay? The next thing in terms of investment, time, okay? Work from home means work at home, okay? It takes a special level of discipline to be successful in the virtual call center environment. You're at home with the internet, the computers, the TV, and everything else, every other distraction in the world. It's so easy to get distracted and lose track of the fact that you actually are supposed to be working, okay? If you have the discipline to make sure that you are staying productive at home, this can be a game-changing opportunity for you, okay? However, it is a different kind of sale. I say it's like soccer and lacrosse. You're talking about 2 games that have very similar rules, okay? However, lacrosse, you've got to have stick skills. Okay, it's not just about kicking the ball. You've got to know how to use tools. You've got to know how to catch a ball with a stick instead of kicking it with your foot. So there's a whole different set of muscles that you have to know how to exercise when you're selling over the phone. You don't have the physical cues that you have when you're sitting in front of that customer. So I want to make sure that you understand going into this that there is another element, okay? However, the net of it is if you invest the time and make sure that you're honing your skills and developing your craft, the virtual call center can be a phenomenal business tool and opportunity for you, okay? So how does it work? Very simply, everything you do as a field agent is the exact same thing. You're doing the exact same thing. You're qualifying customers. You're talking to them over the phone, uncovering their needs, educating them on what options are available to them, all the same things. The differences are you're working at home, okay? Every one of those client interactions is recorded. So it's even more important that you know what you're doing, okay? You have to make sure you're saying the right things because every single thing you say is being recorded, okay? Another perk that most folks that are transitioning to the virtual call center loves, no scope of appointment. There's nothing more frustrating than be talking to a customer, explaining to them what their options are, and they're ready to sign up now, and you got to tell them, I'll come back and see you the day after tomorrow, okay? In the virtual call center environment, you can enroll them right then and there. Okay, there are some rules around that, but you can do same-day enrollments. 70% of your activity in our environment will be outbound calls. So I want to make sure you understand that you're not coming in and sitting there waiting for the phone to ring. Okay, we have leads. People are filling out cards and mailing them back saying, I need help. You got to call them. You got to reach out to them and give them the help they need. Okay. Your opportunity for inbound calls, as I mentioned earlier, is governed by your availability, so how often you're at your desk and available for calls, and also by how many states you're licensed in. If we're doing mail drops in 16 states and you're only licensed in 1, that means you have 1/16 of the opportunity to receive an inbound call. You want to make sure you understand the math, okay? The average agent makes a sale every 8 hours of productive time, okay? So if you sit down, you put in the time, it's almost impossible to fail if you're being diligent and working consistently, okay? One thing I want to do before I go to questions, I want to explain to you how you get started, then we'll circle back and go to questions, okay? So, because I've had, ironically, no one's asked me any question. The only question I've been asked is, how do I get started? So let me go ahead and answer that question. First thing you want to do is you want to go to our website, globalpremierbenefits.com, okay? On our website, there is a tab called Careers, and I'm going to walk you through the steps, and I'm going to show it to you in 1 second, okay? Go to the Careers tab. Then when you hover your mouse over the Careers tab, there's a button that says Get Contracted. All you do is click that button. There's a video in the middle of the page that kind of explains to you how our contracting platform works. You click New User. Just basically follow the instructions and create a profile. Make sure you request an appointment with Cigna HealthSpring, okay? If you still have more questions after we finish our question session and you want to talk to someone one-on-one, same website. When you click on the Careers tab, you click on the Inquire Now button, okay? that's going to fill out. It's going to ask you to fill out a form, and then one of our principals will contact you and give you a one-on-one consultation and answer your questions. Very quickly, what I want to do is just show you exactly what I just explained to you. Okay? Give me 1 second to bring our site up. Okay, this is our globalpremierbenefits.com website. Okay? This is the careers tab that I mentioned. If you have questions and want to speak to someone one-on-one, you click this button. The video we just watched is here. You click Inquire Now, and you fill out this form. Okay? One of our principals will contact you. If you're ready to get started now, go to Careers, click Get Contracted. This video explains how our contracting platform works. This button takes you to the platform. All you do is click New User and follow the instructions. Okay? All right. So I just want to make sure I answered the prevailing question that was being asked out there. If there are any other questions, we'll open it up to those questions now. But no one else has asked anything other than how do I get started? Are there any other questions?
Hello, John. Is this being recorded?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. Okay, good. Thank you.
Not a problem. You guys are too easy, man. That's all you got.
John, how often do we get paid?
Every week. All right. Before we close, I know we're approaching the hour. I want to open it back up. Tony, is there anything else you'd like to say in closing?
Absolutely. I was getting ready to come tell you that, John. Thank you, man. Hey, guys, listen, I know we gave you guys a lot today. It's a beautiful Saturday. I want you guys to get out there and enjoy it. It's a blessed day. But some final closing statements, guys. Listen, this program we're doing is very unique, and we got plenty of stories that you saw of people doing extremely well. As I said earlier, it's not for everybody. And I want to make sure I'm really clear about some things, okay? You've got to have a good attitude to be on our team. I learned this from Bernard Rappaport many years ago. Your attitude is everything, okay? Sometimes it's the only thing. You're going to have ups and downs and challenges in life and in business. It just happens. But it's how you handle that challenge, okay? I want guys that are productive and positive all the time. I want guys to see that glass at least half full versus being half empty. And many of us, if you've been around a long time, there are these people out there, they're negative and negative and negative. They drive you crazy. If you live in this great country, the United States of America, you're one of the most blessed people in the world. Over 2.5 billion people in the world can't even read or write. Okay? 75% of the planet went to bed hungry last night. We're a blessed country. So have a good attitude. Be able to work hard, guys. Guys, I know your crap. We'll love you up. We'll take care of you. Any guys have any questions for me personally, text me, call me. I'm on hands. I love this business. I love people. Guys, we're going to hit the top, no doubt. It's going to be our best year ever, and you're going to have one too. Thank you, and God bless all of you.
All right, folks. Well, again, I want to thank you all for joining us. I hope you found the information that you're looking for. And I did see there was one other question here. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Question was, what markets are we in? All right, so I'm going to run them down, and I'm also going to type them into the chat window here. Okay? We are in Maryland, Delaware, District of Columbia, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Texas, Arkansas, Kansas, what am I missing? Mississippi, Florida, Indiana, Illinois. Have I missed anything? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Get Florida?
What I missed? I got Florida.
Get Florida, John?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I didn't type it in.
Kansas,
yes, in there.
Missouri.
Mississippi, it is. No, what am I missing there? Alabama, Mississippi.
Kansas and Missouri.
Okay, maybe it's 16. Oh, that is 16. I'm sorry. I have them all. So those are the 16 markets. Just chatted them to you. Maryland, Delaware, D.C., Pennsylvania, North and South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Texas. I did get one. Arizona. That's the missing piece. Okay? And Arizona. Okay? Any other questions before we close? Okay. Well, folks, thank you again for joining us. Have a phenomenal weekend, and I look forward to working with everyone, all right? Take care.